Hi, boys and girls. I'm so excited to be your teacher this year. I can't wait for us to have all kinds of exciting and fun experiences together. This is our first video in trying what we call the flipped classroom. So, what's going to happen here is you're going to watch some pieces of a video, and along the way, it'll pause and it'll ask you some questions for you to answer. Remember, you can rewind as much as you need to. So if you didn't understand something and you need to go back, or if you need to go back and listen to something again, you can rewind and listen to that again before you answer the questions. So since this is our first one, we're going to make it super silly and super fun. And we're actually going to be answering some questions about Miss Pickett. And I'm really excited to share some information with you and for you to get to know more about me. Even if you had me last year in third, fourth grade splits, and you have me again this year in fourth, fifth grade split, I bet there are things that you still are curious about or would like to know. So, what we're going to do first is I'm going to share some information about my background as a teacher and where I went to school and what I've been doing since school. Um, okay, so well, let's see, what should I share with you first? Let's start with where I went to elementary school. I went to a school called Western, and that is located over near Kokomo. So if you're not sure in regards to Muncie, that's about an hour's drive from Muncie if you travel northwest direction. I went to high school or middle school and high school at a school called Hamilton Heights. So I actually moved from one area to another, and that is in a very, very small town called Arcadia, which is, again, probably about an hour away from Muncie, but it's kind of more of a western, straight western direction. And then I graduated from high school in 2002, and I came to Ball State for to learn how to be a teacher. And I graduated from there in 2007. Then in 2008, I started working on my master's, which is an advanced degree after you get a college degree. And I have that from Indiana University, and that is for library science. So that is why I was the librarian at Westview for 4 years before I started working in the classroom because I have a degree to do that. Okay, so now let's talk about my favorite things from when I was in school. So, elementary school, middle school, high school is kind of what I'm going to focus on because when I went to college and grad school, I had very specific things that I learned about. So, when I was in elementary, middle school, high school, some of my favorite subjects, absolutely reading, that is one of my favorite things to do in my free time. It's one of my favorite subjects to teach. And obviously, since I was a librarian, I better like reading a lot. So I actually loved, 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 loved reading. And math would have been probably my second favorite because I felt like I was always pretty good in math. I learned things pretty quickly, even though sometimes now my brain has to think through my facts a little bit. But I think I really enjoyed math as a student as well. Now, I have to say, I did not like science and I did not like social studies. But my goal is for you to hopefully enjoy every subject that we learn about in school because I want you to enjoy everything and learn about as much as you can so that when you're an adult, you can think back and remember, oh, I loved when we did this, even though I didn't really like science or I didn't really like math. I loved when we did this in the classroom so that you can hopefully be really excited about learning and you can learn a lot of things. Okay, so what I want to do to end this video, because I just heard the oven timer go off for my dinner, so I'm ready to go eat some dinner after my first day back at school, is I want you to answer one more question and tell me what is your favorite subject in school. Now, I know you might say recess or lunch or gym or something like that, but I want you to think about the four areas that we practice the most in the classroom, or actually might be more than four because we could say reading could be one, writing, math, science, or social studies. So that is your last question for you to answer for this video, is to tell me which one of those is your favorite subject to learn about. I look forward to reading your answers, and I can't wait for our next video.